Hello, Taurus. We're going to do your February 2026 reading. I don't know why, but I feel like you may be in this, you're trying to stay humble, okay? I feel like you want to say something so bad. I could just feel like you're biting your tongue, but there's like all this energy and you're actually kind of gloating on the inside. I don't know why I'm feeling that way right now. Ooh, because yeah, got a package. The package has arrived, okay? Little brown box with some red tape all across it. It's a sign of your personal growth. That's what this is. It's the Page of Wands. That's what I mean. This is page energy. It's like this is a kid that won the science fair, okay? And you're like, I didn't think I was going to win the science fair, but I did. Oh, and I won some uncommon goods, like the cakewalk. You know when you go to the fair and they do that the cakewalk, so they play music, and then as soon as the music stops, you got to sit down, and the last person to sit down, there's not enough chairs. You got to have one less chair than you do people. It's like the opposite of chicken run. It's the cakewalk. You know, it's like an easy A in class. It's a cakewalk. It's a freebie. Okay. It's almost like that's what you've stumbled across, received a package that had some uncommon goods in it. Now, the question is, Taurus, where did this package come from? If we're talking about chicken run. Ooh, that's what I think. Yeah, see the chicken barbed wire over here. This is the book, this is the barbed wire. It's almost like someone tried to throw the book at you and get you like locked up or jammed up or in a tizzy. Get your panties in a bundle, like your undies in a bundle, excuse me. Let me get my verbiage correct. But it kind of just went like in one ear, out the other, or just like kind of went right over your head. Not in a bad way, not like you're stupid or like you didn't understand. It just didn't affect you on one side or the other. It didn't hit the way it was supposed to. So it was like, I'm gonna hit you with this book. You know, has anyone ever like had you read a book or like been studying from the same textbook as you are? And then their understanding of the textbook is totally different than yours. So they're like, well, pay me attention, like pay my opinion some attention. And you're like, dude, you pay for the book. You paid for the book. I was just reading the knowledge out of it. We get the same amount of information off the book that was bought. Just because you read someone's book doesn't mean that they owe you money. Damn. All of us voracious readers out here would be so filthy rich. Oh my God, every librarian would be getting paid the highest wage in all of the lands. Okay? That's what this is. It's like someone literally tried to throw a book at you and you wrote a book back. Oh, I can do that too. But from outside the barbed wire. Yeah. I'm not. I was trying to send you something sexy, but I couldn't fit myself into the mail box. That's like one of my favorite memes right now. You sent them back a memory of things that happened back then, but on your account rather than theirs. Because if they're going to be like, well, I bought a book and I threw it at your head, and because you ducked and I missed, now you got to pay me. No, I don't. No, I don't. You're the one behind bars. Okay, that's like what you're saying to someone. You're the one behind bars. You're the one trying to jump over the fence to get to the scent. You want to be on both ends of this letter. You want to send a letter to yourself. That's so weird. Like, it's like someone throwing karma at you and it boomerangs right back to them. That's the way that works. Boomerangs don't do loops. They do U-turns. That's all they ever do. But it does depend on like your technique. It's all in the wrist. It's all in the wrist action. It's like whipping an egg, or whisking. I was about to say whipping an egg and whisking dough. Kneading dough, whisking an egg. It's the order of operations is dependent upon how you learned how to do it. Some people put a scrambled egg into the microwave for 30 seconds and it turns fluffy and looks like it came from like a fast food restaurant, right? Other people need to have it like in butter. Some like it in oil. Some want it with cheese. Some like it with tons of salt. A little pinch, a whole ton. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. However things arrive to you is probably how you're going to send them back. So until someone knows better, they can't do better. That's an unrealistic expectation. So if you don't understand energetic exchange, you're going to just hurl some stuff out there. It's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. That's the difference between needing to settle for something versus settling things yourself. We don't have the same memories. So I can't send you the information from my brain. I can't very well just, those phones that bump each other? No, I'm not flicking you off like friends, okay? How you doing? I'm not doing that. What I'm trying to show you is that our sense of memory or our sense of morality, humanity, as it were, these are signs. This is sign. Does it need to be a crop circle? Something kind of uncommon that you might not see every day, Taurus? Or maybe it's like your norm. Maybe that's just this is how you get down since like day one. Oh, use your noodle. Look at that. You're like, no, I'm not starting over. We can get the refill on the coffee. Yes. Can I get a refill? Yeah, the coffee is ready. Oh, okay. This is using your noodle instead of flinging spaghetti, right? If we're gonna monkey around, let's not fling poo. There's levels to this. There's developmental stages of coffee. You have to be like a certain age to drink nicotine. You have to be a certain age to puff caffeine. You have to be like a certain age to chug. Addictions. So that's the part about uncommon goods, is that when your senses are off, then you can't really understand what kind of sense someone else might have had. It might have been very distorted in your mind. In theirs, that was normal. What could come across as traumatic if it was to happen to you, to someone else is totally normal. That's a regular day in the neighborhood, right? And there's no judging because you don't know the extent or the extreme to which someone else may have experienced something. So you can fling whatever you want at the wall. A book, spaghetti, noodles. Most likely, the things that are going to stick are the things that you need to address. So they're going to be the most triggering. There's a sense of ownership once you're able to just own it. Then things boomerang straight back to you and it doesn't really bother you anymore. You don't actually let "I told you so" come out of your mouth, even if it's going through your head. That's a level of tactile physical understanding that this is. It's the translation ahead of time of how to interpret the signs, the signals, the uncommon goods that are presented to you. And if you give them mental space and pay attention to them, you're investing, you're paying attention. Wow. You're paying attention to it. You're giving it your time, your energy, your effort. I told you, it's all in this wrist action. Yeah, that one. So this is justice. That's the middle of your reading, Taurus. I think you got time for that today. And I think you're more than happy to do it, whatever it is that you're doing. Mm-hmm. Get animal wisdom for you because I feel like you are at the top of your game at the moment. You're some big game. And it's like being hunted is flattering to a specific group of individuals, and to others, it's predatory, right? So let's look at this from different perspectives. If we get on the other side of it, I've never seen an animal dress up inside of the skin of another animal before, a dead carcass. That is strange behavior. If we're going to talk about Cruella de Vil. So faux fur is a way better substitute. Let's hunt some of that down and make it the main material that we're going to use rather than actual shells of humans that have not yet been pollinated. These two things can exist, but this one's going to perish. If they can't lay eggs, then these hummingbirds don't do that well. And if they're almost extinct because they've been pushed out of their native area, then they can't have a nest. This is why we can't have nice things. If it's this way, at least we know that there's still going to be other birds. This lets us know which one we're not going to find much of anymore. Not anymore. Better find a dowry and see your way out, right? So that's it's time for us to consider the things that we're letting go extinct and the things that we're giving life to. This seems like you've given life to something that is a very promising sign that you've watched or you've been having your eye on exactly the right goal, right? And that goalpost has everything to do with the things that you're making time for. So choosing to have a trauma response or not is not an autonomic nervous system function. That's fight or flight. You've been watching out so that you don't run into this much. Or maybe you've been watching because you are this. If you were wearing a lizard skin hat, right? What do you think your point of view would be? If that was just your natural skin and you were a lizard, is that a Geico insurance policy to you? Like a commercial existence, like where I'm just here to be primitive and I can't warm myself up except on a rock? You know, we're all reptilian. What does that mean to you? Or what does it mean to be snakeskin boots? They don't even have feet. Snakes don't have feet. So what does it mean to wear snakeskin boots to you? Do you see what I mean about slithering about slipping and sliding down that hill. It's a slippery slope, that bell curve. So it's once you get to the top of the mountain, you can climb back down again. You can't really look the other way. And I feel like you've been looking the other way. This is making it to the top of Everest and then realizing that you still need an oxygen tank, even that high up. Taurus, good luck. Doesn't sound like you need it. Bodes well. Toodaloo.